Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Let's Go Deadpool back here with part 4 of Vampyr. We're just going around trying to see what all we can see here and trying to get as much done as possible. Alright, so there are a couple unknown people in there. Then there's Milton. So I need to go straight through, it looks like.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Oh, goddamn. I didn't mean to fucking start this again.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling
Thelma
me
Howcroft.
mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Okay, so she's healthy, she's not a person. Are you a
I'm
patient?
assuming you must be a patient. Am I right?
It's only a cover to hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Every time you visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Okay,
Thank
I
you,
definitely
mortal.
want to...
But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
I'm going to definitely keep her...
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome?
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Ugh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Let's
Please.
describe how you feel.
Describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of pustulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Huh. Who are you really?
Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it's such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Elvira reference. Enter the backyard garden. Don't cough in public, guys.
It's locked. It's locked.
There's a long letter. Cool. That is not the garden. Okay. Now I'm heading the right way. Oh shit. Cool. Good night. Enter the backyard garden.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
What the fuck? Okay. Find lost wallet. The dude was literally attacked by a skull, and he managed to make himself get away. I'm impressed. Yep. Fight this motherfucker. Get my health up. Oh, you fucking decide to fight me, bitch? Let's fight you. And I don't want to touch you anymore. Fucking righteous. Photograph and wallet. Milton and Pippa forever. And go in there, just steal a fucking bread plate, cause why not? And a lead stick. Wallet recovery. The wallet back to its owner. See Milton. Hey, there he is.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Obviously, no. I
I
found
have
your
some
wallet.
good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I
Nope.
retrieved your wallet. With all the money and a
A
certain
certain
picture.
picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at
No.
all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Personal questions.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Bound by
During the
despair.
war, I witnessed a few couples souls, just like you,
Oh.
come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You could both get fired.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
I already asked personal questions. Cool.
Goodbye, Milton.
This is no time for self. It is the last thing our patients need.
Here, let's talk to you.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of
Oh
any
man,
better
this is
news
going to be a
during
lot of
these
talking
terrible
during
times.
these,
we know
and
each
I'm
other?
sorry if,
Actually, yes.
you know,
We met once
some of this is
before
boring, but
at
this
the
is all just
Rockefeller
backstory and shit like that, and I'm just kind of
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember.
going through all the motions.
I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
Oh,
He was
so I
also
knew
very
these people
confident
too.
about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
That dude's just sitting there like, I don't care. Tell me
What can
about
you
the
tell me
staff.
about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Okay.
Tell me
Positive
more
character.
about cherished people then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really
Considering
seem
she
to
just
admire
stabbed
her
herself in the
skills.
fucking,
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
damn.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just
Is
wish
he
he
though?
would get out of
Is
his
he
office
really?
now and again.
Let's see. I have 2 hints, but I can only use one. Personal questions, nope. Your life in London,
You're exhausting
yourself,
yourself,
Corcoran.
Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is
Nurse
worried.
Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Okay.
You're exhausted.
Okay.
No.
Nurse Brannigan, you don't have to...
Oh, okay, so after I do that, then...
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation?
This hospital is not exactly the best of London.
People are
It's
more
more than
important.
enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Oh, well, shit. That's, it's depressing. Cool.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Let's see. overqualified as a nurse. He's exhausting himself and refuses to stop working. Let's talk to
Good
you.
evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Personal questions. Tippett
Why does
praises
Dr.
you.
Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me
Cool.
if you need.
Right. Let's see. Who else can I talk to? Because there's Miss Tippett's. There's these people. Is that? Looks like the one bitch from Let's talk to you. Yeah. How's it going, bud?
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off.
Pretty little
They still
mug.
call me Thomas Elwood.
Okay, so it looks like you have 3. How's
How
your
is
stay
your
with
stay
us?
with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you
Oh, yeah, that's
precisely
awesome.
why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who's she?
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Won't blame you.
You don't seem worried.
Oh, damn.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I
Can
do
I do
anything
anything
for
for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Damn. Okay. Did you serve for
Where were
long?
you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you?
Damn.
Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
What
How
about
close
this?
are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Aww. Do you let
So
her
do
bite
you
you?
let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You
She's
do realize she's
mentally
mentally
disturbed.
disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars.
Yeah, right.
Frankly, if I could,
Aw.
I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
I can't be mad there.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Pippa, I haven't talked to you yet.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet.
No,
My
not
name is
yet.
Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be
Oh, no,
appreciated,
do.
Doctor.
Let's go straight for the jugular. Aw, damn, I can't be like, what's up with your boyfriend?
How would
What's
you
the
describe the
looking
situation
like?
at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking.
Flu's wreaking havoc. Spanish
Nurse
flu won't
Hawkins, the
last
Span-
I
forever.
wish I could believe you.
Get
You
a grip.
must get a
Sorry.
How
You've
long?
been a nurse here
We're
for
long
how
enough
long?
to see that the epidemic.
Long enough. Change your
I
attitude.
don't like your
Sorry, Doctor.
How long?
We're long enough.
I don't like.
Oh shit.
How is the
that?
Not well.
I
Why
don't
is
know what's
Milton
done,
gruff?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation.
Why does Milton just
I don't know. Just a...
Uh-huh.
Pepper? I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you
Oh.
aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
I really can't. I can't blame her for that. I really can't. It's not.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
It's not my place. Okay, so there's Thomas, there's Thelma, there's the unknown dude back in that corner. How are you doing?
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly
That
nice
sounds
and
like a
polite.
famous
A
Scottish
little
actor. I
delirious,
can't
perhaps.
fucking remember
But
what
who
his name
wouldn't
is.
be after enduring an
Yeah,
abduction?
his
Thank you,
name
Doctor.
sounds.
That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Oh my god, he was in lore. He was one of the body snatcher dudes. He was the one that got away for fucking for digging up bodies and shit. I can't
Do you know
remember.
Tom Watts, the bartender?
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out.
People are still in.
How could it be otherwise?
Who should I avoid in this part of town then?
Any particular?
Not really. Most men and women are just...
Yeah, okay, cool.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William
abducted
was an
you?
alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter
Oh my
this
God.
awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
He's dumbass.
What is the general situation?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the
Oh my
assistance of
God.
her minion, Booth Digby.
Okay.
Has the gang been threatened?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint.
Okay.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton?
I feel exhausted.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea...
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Okay, what
What
do you do
for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and...
Are you a priest?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical...
Have you made friends?
Not really. But I recognize Miss Harriet Jones.
Harry Jones,
I
Prime
knew her
Minister.
when she lived by the docks.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor.
Awesome.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Coolio.
It's locked, all right.
Thomas Elwood. Thelma and Pippin. Okay, so talk to all of them. I haven't talked to that guy yet.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Let's see, personal questions.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you.
Wow,
But
this
unlike
dude
you,
is,
I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Knowledge is our main weapon. No reason to justify my actually use. I have saved many lives. Knowledge is our
Knowledge
main
has
weapon.
always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please
You
feel
got
free
beef?
to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. To the benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Wow. You better change your tone with me. Jealousy will not do you any good. No need for such animosity.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since you're
Let's just say I'm tired of the
carelessness.
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical...
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they